Okay, so how do we want to build a Dark Magician budget deck? So, Dark Magician, there's a lot of expensive Dark Magician cards in this game. However, you don't need a ton of the expensive cards to be good with Dark Magician. So, the way I play Dark Magician is super kind of stally. Like, I like a stun version of the deck. And so, obviously, when you're starting out with a Dark Magician deck, you obviously want 3 Dark Magician. And if we go over here to related cards, you don't need every Dark Magician card. Like this deck, this budget version isn't even going to use Magician's Soul, because I don't think you really need it to be super competitive. Not in this version, at least. So with 3 Dark Magicians, your most important card is obviously Dark Magician, and then Magician's Rod is super important as well. And then you're gonna get 3 Apprentice Illusion Magician and 2 Magician of Black Illusion or Magician of Dark Illusion. So this is your core of Dark Magician monsters, and they work fine. They're not like this is a super good version of the deck. This is what I ran personally before Magician Souls came out. Like, you don't necessarily need it. You can also add 1 Dark Magician Girl because it's just an SR, and you're bound to pull it if you're pulling the Dark Magician packs. So obviously in the Dark Magician core, this is your budget core. Like, you only have the 3 URs, but also your spell and trap lineup for core wise is going to be 3 Dark Magic Circle. This is the most important spell in your deck, I think, aside from Soul Servant. If I can find it. There it is. Soul Servant is a UR that it's very, I would recommend you get, but you also don't need it. Because we're running so many multiples, you can run something like Pot of Avarice is at 3 in this game, so Pot of Avarice is really good. But I'm going to go ahead and add the Soul Servant. Let me pull up Soul Servant, find him again. So I'm going to throw in 3 Soul Servant. And then for your traps, obviously Eternal Soul is your main trap for Dark Magician. It's what recurs your card. And then I like the 3 Magician's Navigation as well. So this is like your main 3 ofs. These are like your main ones that you want the most of. However, so for your 1 ofs in the deck, I like 1 Dark Magic attack. It's a free Heavy Storm. And then another good card is 1 Illusion Magic. Illusion Magic lets you tribute any of these spellcaster type monsters, and then you can automatically get 2 Dark Magicians. And then Dark Magic Inheritance is another card. So with this one, you can banish 2 spells from your grave and then add any of your main Dark Magician spells. So I like 1 Dark Magic Inheritance. And then I do enjoy 1 Combination. So this is your main core of Dark Magician, I think. You can throw in 1 Magician Salvation as well. So Magician Salvation lets you get your Eternal Soul. So really what we're trying to do is use Soul Servant and things like that to top deck for Dark Magical Circle. So this is my basic core for a Dark Magician deck. It's 29 cards, so it's a pretty hefty core, but it literally gives you everything you need. Now, cards you can run with it, I feel like the main win condition of this version of the deck, at least, is the Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight. So once you have this card on the field, he becomes Dark Magician, and your opponent can't target your spell and trap cards with card effects, and your cards can't be destroyed by card effects. So what that means is when you have Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight, on the field with Dark Magical Circle and Eternal Soul, you have a free, you can't get out of this lock. I'm going to say lock with air quotes. But Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight, Eternal Soul, and Dark Magic Circle on the field at the same time. You get a once per turn banish. You get a infinitely recurring Eternal Soul, and the only way they can get out of this is if they kaiju or tribute your Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight. And even if they do, you can bring it back with Eternal Soul the next turn. So that's your main win condition of the deck. And so with those, you can just throw in your random, not random, but your staple cards. Like I would say Pot of Avarice. I don't have it crafted just yet, but you can throw in 3 Pot of Avarice. Or if you're wanting to, you can throw in 3 Desires. A lot of people say Desires is really risky, but I really, really value Pot of Desires. Just because getting to your combo pieces is super, super important. Granted, you do have the risk of banishing a Dark Magician, but you only really need 1 to get your cards. And so in order to get the Dark Magician and the Dragon Knight out, we have to use the Eye of Timaeus. It's the safest route, and I would run it at 2. 3 is a little bricky, but 1, you don't seed enough. So this is basically that. And then you can run super stunny cards, like Torrential Tribute is a very low-cost trap. Considering with this deck, you can bring back a Dark Magician every turn with Eternal Soul. Torrential Tribute doesn't do anything to hurt you. And now, also, I'm going to just throw in the Solemn Judgment that you can get from the free bundle packs. I'm going to throw in the Raigeki you get from the start of the completing the tutorials. And then for the last card in the deck, it can really be anything you want. You can throw in the free Ash you get. You can throw in the free Lightning Storm you get. But I'm just going to throw in that Lightning Storm. Just because top decking this deck is super easy with the thinning with Soul Servant and everything like that. So really the only URs you need to have in this deck that you have to like either pull or craft yourself is Dark Magician, and it is the Soul Servant. That's only 6. Now the extra deck is a little up for debate, but pulling in the Dark Magician pack, you get Ebon Illusion Magician. You can run him at 2. You get Ebon High, I believe. You do not. You do not get Ebon Highs, but you get Ebon Illusion Magician. That's very good. And then everything like that, you can just run your staple extra deck. So extra deck, I'm going to leave up to you. I'll actually throw in 1. You can run the Dark Magicians. It's a little safe, but it's also just a UR that you have to pull. Which ones do I have? Let's go into that. Sorry. Zeus is a very good card to run, but also it is a UR that you would have to craft. A free Link monster that you get from completing the stories is Ningirsu. Ningirsu is a super good UR Link monster. It's a Link 3, and you get it for free by just completing the stories. Decode Talker is a free Link monster they give you. I'm going through. Let me see what we got here. I would recommend getting Phoenix and Cerberus into your extra deck as well. They're just super good staple extra deck monster cards. Big Eye is a really good one, and it's low cost. Red Eye's Flare Metal is low cost. It's only an SR. Thank you. And everything like that. I would recommend crafting an Access Code Talker. Access Code Talker is one of the best Link monsters in the game, and you'll run it in every deck. And so, I mean, it's super, super worth having. Also, Link Spider is one card that you get for free in one of the structure decks. Then you can get the structure decks by playing ranked, so you can have a Link Spider. And everything like that. The rest, everything else is pretty up to interpretation on what you want to run yourself. You can throw in a third Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight, and then you can throw in a Dark Paladin. So there you go. So really, all the only URs that you have to craft or pull are 3 Dark Magician, 3 Soul Servant, and 1 Dark Magicians, and 1 Access Code Token. So it's only 5, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 8 URs, but like I said, this Access Code Talker can be anything. You're really not worrying about your extra deck in this deck. You're really just wanting this Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight. So that is my budget Dark Magician deck profile. Yeah. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it. If you did like the video, go ahead and like and subscribe if you'd like. You don't have to, but it makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside, so thanks.